You're on.
Okay, hello. It's February 21st, 2014, and in the Concord Monitor earlier last year, I read this letter, and ever since I just can't get it out of my head. I actually made a copy and gave it to the selectman and the police chief, and then I come up with some questions, which I also gave to them. And anyway, I'm going to read you this letter and read you the questions, and maybe the chief will answer the questions.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm Dan Schroth,
Okay.
local letter writer. And maybe the chief will answer these questions come town meeting, which is on March 15th.
And what city is the chief in?
This is Pittsfield, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Okay, so this letter, I usually read my own letters, but this letter is pretty good. So I'm going to read Paul O'Day's letter. This is printed in the Concord Monitor, and they titled it, Prohibition Doesn't Work. And this was Monday, September 23rd, 2013, when they printed it. And this was regarding an editorial the Concord Monitor had, The Right Drug War and the Wrong One. And that was an editorial September 4th. The cause of your problems is not the solution to your problems. Prohibition is the cause of prohibitionary high drug prices and profits. Prohibition is the means of giving billions of dollars in cash and unquantifiable sums of power to the drug cartels. Prohibition is the means of applying criminal sanctions to people with psychological addictions, the least effective means of helping them, but the most effective at turning them into unemployable repeat felons. Prohibition is the cause of impure, untested, unlabeled drugs and the resulting deaths. Prohibition is the cause of corruption and crime and the prison industrial complex. Prohibition is why drugs are now available in every town, high school, and prison. Prohibition is a total failure, and prohibition, not drugs, is the cause of our problems. It has taken the Concord Monitor more than 80 years to recognize the prohibition of marijuana is not the solution to the problems caused by prohibition of marijuana. Will it be decades more, or even centuries, before one of the leading voices in the so-called live free or die state realizes that using a massive totalitarian police state apparatus to spy upon and persecute the populace for engaging in normal, routine human behavior is an inevitably failed bid to engineer society into a teetotaler's utopian dream world. It is an epic work of folly that should be ridiculed by all as the barrack, evil, and stupid failure that it is. And that was written by Paul Holland O'Day from Spofford. I actually tried to call him this morning, but he wasn't listed. So I want to give you the questions that I've given to the chief, and maybe we'll get these answered. These was written October 14th, 2013. Questions for police chief. Number 1, what percentage of your budget do you spend on drugs, possession or dealing together? Number 2, what drugs are sending people to the hospital, not counting liquor or cigarettes? Number 3, what drugs are sending people to jail? Number 4, how many drug busts have you had in Pittsfield over the last decade? What drugs did they entail? Number 5, would you make any changes to our drug laws? Number 6, how much does a gram of cocaine in Pittsfield cost? Number 7, how much does it cost for a 1/4 ounce of good green bud from California in Pittsfield? Number 8, could you tell us about the bust that involved a 65-year-old woman with lupus with a couple of plants in her closet? I think it's just easier to buy the bud from California. Do you? So I hope to ask the chief those questions at our town meeting March 15th, and maybe you'll be there to listen to the answers. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan.